Hey guys, it's me, Edward Ray, and today I'm going to talk to you about something that me and my family have been going through that has basically hindered why I've even made any more videos. So, number one, we were involved in a religion that was a high control group, and in this religion, you cannot just leave. If you leave, there are consequences. So they have this shunning policy. They don't call it shunning because they don't want to be like all the other religions. They call it disfellowshipping. Everybody shuns you. If they see you at a grocery store, they will see you turn the other way. They're afraid to even say hi to you because they don't want to, strike up a conversation. See, this is wicked. This is evil. This is inhumane. This goes all against what they teach, as God being a loving God. They believe that they are God's organization. This religion is the religion of Jehovah's Witnesses. Me and my family were involved in this religion for almost 20 years. I was an elder for 10 of the years, and I was a ministerial servant before that. And then that's just how it goes. I'm not proud of any of the, positions I held. I'm not proud of even going and knocking on the doors. It was a miserable time. Initially, and with the love bombing and things like that, you feel this community and you just want to, you think this is the best life ever. You really do. But you start to see things. And that's what I did. I began seeing quite a few different things in the publications. One of the publications, it mentions something to the point of, you may be asked to do something that's out of the ordinary, but basically do it anyways, as long as the governing body is the one that's telling them to do it, obey. You look in the publications and it'll say things like, obey God's organization, or, God's organization loves you. But if you take God's organization and you just cross it out and you write 8, guys in New York City, I'll just call them the Octopope. You just say the Octopope, then it'll sound a little different. Read the publication again and say, oh, the Octopope loves you. Obey the Octopope. See, whenever I left, people would ask my wife or, how she's doing, and then they would tell her, I'm sorry that Edward, left Jehovah. And my wife, it really got to her because she's like, what do you mean? No, he left the religion. He did not leave God. But they cannot, understand that they are not the same. They view that organization as God's organization. In turn, they believe that that is God, I guess. They may not say it, but by their actions. So this shunning policy that Jehovah's Witnesses have, it has been one that's torn families apart. That natural affection that a mother has for their child. So you can imagine, a mother has a child and just says, I love you. Oh, but it's on the condition that you grow up and become one of Jehovah's Witnesses. If not, then, you're already dead to me. See, that's the way Jehovah's Witnesses think. They have children that have been disfellowshipped or children that just faded or just wanted to leave. And yet, this organization has enough power to basically make them go against their natural inclinations of loving their own children. That's wicked. It's evil. And that's how I almost lost my family. How I woke up, I was an elder. I was looking around in the Kingdom Hall. I was miserable. Didn't have any friends because nobody trusts an elder. I would have gatherings at my house, open bar, everything. I never told on anybody. I never was trying to get in anybody's business. But, nobody trusts you once you become an elder. So, anyways, I was looking around the hall and I just noticed how miserable everyone was. I thought it was just me. They're just miserable. And then I would go give a public talk and I'd look out there, and it didn't matter which congregation I went to. I went to different congregations all around the Phoenix area, and they all looked miserable. And nobody wanted to be there. Nobody. And so that was part of my waking up process. That We had a tyrannical elder, an elder that was always in everybody's business. That's the coordinator. There's always a coordinator that's in everybody's business. And then, of course, you have the Pharisaical elders, and then you have the ones that are just the oddballs. So that was part of the waking up. The other one was all the ridiculous fantasies that people had. When it came down to paradise, they would say, well, they're going to have pet tigers or pandas or koalas, or they're going to have all these different pets. Didn't make any sense to me. I always had it in the back of my mind that, that I always thought doomsday cults were ridiculous. See, but I denied myself thinking that this wasn't a doomsday cult. And I come to the realization that everything revolved around Armageddon and doomsday. It was ridiculous. And then I started hearing things from the governing body members, which are the Octopope, the 8 old guys that are in New York. And part of my waking up process was seeing one of the new governing body members. His last name was Let. And when I saw him, I thought of Kevin from The Office.
It's real bad. It's like eating a hot circle of garbage.
I was shocked. I was like, this is embarrassing. I didn't really know what to say. And I remember hearing a sister saying, oh, he's so loving. Just look at him. He has the gestures. And I was thinking, oh my God, this guy looks ridiculous. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to invite anybody to the meeting to see a video of this guy. So that was another, part of the waking process that really got to me, that I'm a realist. I think realistically. And that guy was a cartoon. It did not make any sense. And then, of course, what most people bring up is the Australian Royal Commission. I didn't know anything about this until after I disassociated from the religion. And when I watched it, I was expecting Jeffrey Jackson to say, yes, we are the only mouthpiece to God. Instead, he said,
and do you see yourselves as Jehovah God's spokespeople on earth?
That, I think, would seem to be quite presumptuous to say that we are the only spokesperson that God is using.
We'd be presumptuous to say that we're the only ones. I started thinking, don't they put in their publications that they are the only mouthpiece to God right now? The governing body of Jehovah's Witnesses? So it was really sad. So I started, after I left, I disassociated. I had started watching these videos. If I'd have seen these videos a lot sooner, I would have been gone a lot sooner, I would think. But as you can recall, that Jehovah's Witnesses weaponize their family against each other. So I couldn't just leave. If I left, I would lose all of my family, everyone that's baptized. They would shun me. I just tried to be patient. I would go to the meetings and I'd be miserable. I'd give my parts. I would sound like I'm happy. After the meeting, there would be another meeting, be an elders meeting. I'd go to the elders meeting. When I'd be leaving the elders meeting, I would just be screaming all the way home, because I'd be driving home by myself, just cussing and screaming because it was miserable. These people have no life. Most of them are retired and they just want to sit there and talk, and I need to get up in like 3 hours to go to work. It was really sad just looking out in the congregation. Most people didn't have money. Most people didn't have careers. They had jobs. And, I was one of the fortunate ones that kept my career. Yeah, it was pretty sad. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't leave. I would, because I was the only one awake, so I thought, I'd go home and I would just lay in bed, and I didn't care if I woke up the next day. That's how miserable I felt. Turns out that my whole family was awake, and we all talked about it. We were reluctant at first, but then once we began talking about it, within a few days, we made the resolve that we were going to fade. We're just going to fade from this religion. I was an elder. My wife was a pioneer. My kids were pioneers prior. And we just we wanted to leave. So we went to one day of the international convention, and that was another part of the, confirming that I was making the right decision, was when that governing body Hurd went up there. That's his last name. He went up there, and I just remember him stepping up to the platform, and there's 8,000, 10,000 people, I don't know how many. He steps up to the platform and it's all quiet. And then he steps back, kind of looks down, and then he steps forward again and just glares out there, and everybody starts clapping. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. This person, he is just a person, feels as though he is a god. And that's exactly what the governing body members feel. They feel like they are God in a sense, because they are God's organization and they are the leaders of God's organization. So they have this, this personality that they feel like they are a god. So I saw that. I was sick to my stomach. My family and I, we all woke up. We found that we could not fade. We knew too many people. So I resigned as an elder peacefully. And then about a week or two later, I disassociated. Me and my daughter, we both disassociated. So I'll read my disassociation letter sometime, just so people understand that I didn't preach to them. I didn't tell them anything that's apostate material or whatever, because I was never into apostate material. It's just from what I've seen. I'm a realist. I see things, and if it's not realistic, then it just doesn't make any sense to me. It's fairy tale. So me and my family, we decided to leave, and since then, everything has gotten better. We finally got to celebrate the holidays again. I grew up celebrating the holidays. I came from a Catholic background. My dad was in the military. I grew up on a military base almost my whole life. And then whenever I was an adult, when I became an adult, I was in the Air Force and I was in the military. And, I've seen the world. I've had the experience. And that's what Jehovah's Witnesses, most of them don't have. They don't have the experience. Most of them are born into the religion. I have the experience. See, Jehovah's Witnesses view people that were in the military or are in the military as they're under Satan's control. They view all the governments as being under Satan's control. And me being in the military, I know there were some really good people in the Air Force. They're really good people that I work with that Jehovah's Witnesses would call worldly. You don't hang out with worldly people, they say. Why? Because you will be stumbled, or they're going to try and make you smoke something, or they're going to make you have sex. They're going to have you do something. It's just ridiculous. So anyways, that's pretty much the story I have when it comes down to how I woke up. It was just seeing how miserable everyone was, and proudly, me and my family, we had the courage to be able to leave the religion and not waste the best years of their life. Maybe I wasted some of the best years of my life, but my children and my grandchildren, they're not going to waste theirs. So hopefully this helps somebody out there. Just kind of putting this out there because this is my story of how I almost lost my family. I could have been shunned by them, just like I'm shunned by everyone right now that's one of Jehovah's Witnesses. Yeah, and also those that I've known while I was in the religion, there's quite a few that have contacted me. They're just, just coasting. They're just waiting for their parents to pass away or their grandparents to pass away until they could finally make the decision for themselves to escape from this religion. Hopefully you don't wait that long. Don't waste the best years of your life. Paradise, it's okay not to know what happens when you die. It's okay. But you don't want to waste the best years of your life. And if you are elderly, don't waste any time. And that's what I come to understand, is that a lot of the ones that are Jehovah's Witnesses are really old people, and they've been through it all for so long that they don't want to believe that it's not the truth. They want to believe that they're going to be in a paradise and see their dead loved ones again. As far as like people that I've worked with and family members that I've basically distanced myself from, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I distanced myself from you. I'm sorry that if I preach to you, if anybody that knows me, that I preach to them at the door, I'm sorry. And I retract anything that I was trying to teach you, because it's just how that religion works. Initially, I didn't understand what I was doing, and then later on, once I started understanding, I started to, try to fade away from even going out in the ministry. It's crazy, because I even had the field service group at my house, and you know where my first call was? Cracker Barrel or a Starbucks. Why? Because I knew nobody wanted to be out. Matter of fact, the field service group was so small that I understood. It's small because nobody wants to be there. So let's go to Cracker Barrel. The only ones that didn't were the pioneers. They always wanted to get their time in, but I don't know. It's just a waste of time. So I hope this gets to someone that needs this reassurance that it's okay. If you leave, things do get better. Just keep striving toward success. And I'm going to make some more videos. I want to talk about some of the things that people can do whenever they do leave, so that way they can make money. That way you can get you back on your feet, especially after leaving a religion like that. I'm going to talk about how to celebrate the holidays. I'm going to talk about the blood issue a little bit. People don't understand that when you leave a religion like this, a high control group, that you have no support. You have no support from anyone that you've known your whole life. So some of them become homeless instantly because they want to leave the religion. There are a lot of people out there that are supportive. There's EXJW on Reddit. You have Lloyd Evans. You have Jay the Comedian. You have The Truth Hurts. And there are quite a few other YouTubers that you can find out there that have really good information. So you're not alone in this. And there is a lot of support. So I just wish everyone the best. If anyone that's one of Jehovah's Witnesses that knows me, that wants to contact me, you can contact me through social media. If you represent the Watchtower Bible Tract Society, please do not contact me. My disassociation letter still holds. Do not contact me, my wife, or my minor child. I'll leave it at that, and just look forward to my next videos. And it's just going to be a small series, and after that I'll probably do some DIYs. I have quite a few ideas for the DIYs, and then hopefully I'll get back into woodworking. That was always my therapy because of this religion, and since I left, I don't need that much therapy. So that's all I have for you. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification button, and that way you could catch my next video. I don't know when it's going to be, but it'll be soon. Until next time, thank you for watching.